Namaskar, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and ready to embark on a fascinating journey towards the understanding of five elements through the lens of ancient temples and modern smart cities. Let's explore together. The five elements have shaped our temples, which can guide the creation of our city, where balance, respect, and harmony with nature are the true foundation of progress. So, these are the objectives of this lecture. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to explore how ancient Indian architecture integrated the five elements into spatial design or ecological harmony. You will also be able to examine the continuity and relevance of these elemental principles in shaping sustainable and climate resilient urban development today. You can also present innovative examples linking traditional temple planning with modern smart city practices across India. You can also inspire a dharma centric, element aware approach to future urban planning that blends indigenous wisdom with technological advancement. Let's begin by understanding the core concept of the Panch Mahabhutas: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These five elements are not just foundational to the physical world, but are also seen as cosmic forces that shape our very existence. In ancient Indian philosophy, everything in nature, including human life, was understood to be interconnected through these elements. In ancient India, this worldview deeply influenced how spaces were designed and constructed. Buildings, cities, and temples were not merely functional spaces but energy balancing environments, carefully crafted to align with the forces of nature. The placement of structures, the flow of water, and even the materials used were all chosen with an understanding of how the five elements could interact to create harmony, health, and prosperity. Now you might wonder, why is this relevant to us today? Well, as we face growing urban challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and the need for resilient cities, this ancient wisdom offers us valuable lessons. The principles of the Panch Mahabhutas can guide modern urban planning, sustainability, and climate adaptation efforts, ensuring that our cities are not just built but in harmony with the natural world. Today, we will explore how these elemental forces can help us create more sustainable and resilient urban environments. Let's start with the Bhumi, the earth element. In ancient India, the ground on which a structure stood was not just a physical foundation. It was considered a sacred base that directly influenced the energy and the stability of the space. Temples like the iconic Kailash temple at Ellora were built on seismic resistant rock beds. These natural formations were chosen not only for their strength but also for their spiritual significance, ensuring the stability of both the structure and the energy within it. Now, similarly, materials like laterite and granite were commonly used in temple construction. These earth materials were not chosen randomly. They were selected because they were in harmony with the region's ecology, available locally, and sustainable in long run. This careful alignment between architecture and the land is a clear example of how ancient practices integrated the earth element into the design of sacred spaces. Now, fast forward to today, and we see similar principles at play in the development of smart cities. For instance, in Amravati, geotechnical based zoning and soil sustainability audits are becoming integral to urban planning. These modern approaches ensure that the soil's health and stability are considered before construction begins, just as ancient Indian architects did with the earth's natural resources. So, by understanding how the earth element was considered in both sacred and modern context, we can draw valuable lessons for today's cities, ones that are not only built to withstand environmental challenges but are also aligned with the very forces of nature that sustain them. Moving on to the second element, Appa or water, in ancient India, water was more than just a resource. It was a sacred element that required respect and careful management. This reverence is evident in the design of temple tanks, like those in Pushkar and Madurai. These tanks were not only used for ritualistic purposes, but also function as integral parts of the local water management systems. They were designed to capture rainwater and store it. It ensured a sustainable water supply for both the temple and surrounding communities. Similarly, stepped wells like this stunning Rani Ki Vav in Gujarat were architectural marvel designed to store and conserve water during dry seasons. The intricate steps leading down to the water level ensured that even in times of scarcity, water could be accessed easily. These structures were part of an integrated system of stormwater harvesting that played a crucial role in managing local water resources. Today, as we look to build smarter, more sustainable cities, these ancient practices offer valuable lessons. Like for examples, in Bangalore, rejuvenating lakes has become a priority for restoring the city's water balance. Similarly, Indore has developed water recharging zones to replenish groundwater levels, which is directly addressing water scarcity issues. Now, these modern efforts echoes the water management wisdom of our ancestors, showing how ancient techniques can be adapted to meet today's urban challenges. So, by integrating such practices, we can create cities where water is not just a resource, but a vital part of the ecological and cultural landscape. Next, we turn to Agni or fire, an element that symbolizes energy, transformation, and life itself. In ancient India, fire was not only central to rituals but also played a vital role in the sustainability of communities. For example, central fire altars in Vedic rituals were precisely aligned with the solar movement. ensuring that the fire's energy resonated with cosmic cycles. This alignment was not just symbolic, it reflected a deep understanding of how natural energy flows could be harnessed for spiritual and practical purposes. The temple kitchens, like the one at Jagannath Puri, were also designed with renewable logic. These kitchens ran on sustainable energy system with firewood used efficiently, and often the cooking process itself was in tune with the temple's rhythm, using energy in a way that was both sacred and sustainable. The temple kitchen is a perfect example of how ancient designs optimized resources with a view towards long term sustainability. Today, the concept of Agni is being reinterpreted in modern urban planning. In Gandhinagar, solar rooftops are being integrated into buildings, harnessing the power of the sun just as ancient fire altars harnessed the sun energy for ritual. Similarly, in Pune, net zero energy buildings are leading the charge in creating environments that generate as much energy as they consume, effectively balancing energy use with sustainable practices. The ancient wisdom of Agni teaches us that energy should be used thoughtfully and sustainably. Whether it's through solar power or fire based rituals century ago, the essence of Agni remains the same, harnessing the elements to live in harmony with the natural world. Next, we focus on Vayu, air, the element of movement, breath, and circulation. In ancient Indian architecture, the role of air was carefully considered, especially when designing temples and sacred spaces. Take, for example, the Brihadeshwarar temple in Tamil Nadu. Its design was not just about grandeur, it was engineered to allow natural ventilation, ensuring that the temple remained cool and breathable even in the heat of summer. The temple's architecture embraced the flow of air as an essential element, promoting comfort and enhancing the spiritual experience for visitors. Moreover, the use of mandapas, open pillared hall, and courtyards in temples also encouraged natural air circulation. These spaces were strategically positioned to allow for breezes to flow freely, ensuring that the energy within the temple remained balanced, while also providing natural cooling and ventilation. In modern cities, the principle of Vayu continues to guide sustainable design. For instance, urban wind corridors are being created to ensure that fresh air circulates through cities, reducing the urban heat island effects. Like Chandigarh's tree lined avenues are another great example of integrating Vayu into urban planning. As the trees act as green buffers, enhancing air quality and creating cool, breathable spaces, these examples show how ancient principles of air circulation are being revived in smart cities. So, by aligning with the natural flow of air, we not only improve our physical environment but also create spaces that are healthier, more sustainable, and aligned with the rhythms of nature. Finally, we arrive at Akash, ether, or space, the element that transcends physical boundaries and connects all things. In ancient India, space was not just about physical dimensions, it was about creating a harmonious energy flow that resonated with the cosmos. And temples were often designed at cosmic diagrams or Vastu Mandals, where every dimension, proportion, and placement was carefully planned to align with the universal energies. These sacred spaces were not just for worship, they were intended to create a profound spiritual experience by channelizing cosmic energy. In addition to spiritual harmony or spatial harmony, temples also integrated soundscapes. Take, for example, the chanting halls or domes that were designed with acoustics in mind. The structure of these spaces was intended to amplify and resonate the sound of mantras and prayers, enhancing the spiritual atmosphere. Now, this sound and space work together to elevate the experience of those within by creating an environment where the sacred could be felt in both body and spirit. In modern urban spaces, the influence of Akash continues to shape how we design environments. For instance, sound mapped metro stations are being developed to improve the acoustic experience, guiding passengers and reducing noise pollution. In Bhubaneswar, sensory inclusive design is being used to create spaces that are accessible to all, particularly those with sensory impairments. And these designs take into account not just physical layout but also the spatial experience, ensuring that every person feels comfortable and connected to their surroundings. As we can see, the principles of Akash, from spatial harmony to sound design, are still very much alive in the way we shape our cities today. So, by incorporating these elements into urban planning, we can create spaces that are not only functional but deeply resonant with the energies of the world around us. Now, the balance of the five elements has always been central to the well being of individuals and communities in traditional Indian thought. This elemental harmony ensured not only physical health but also spiritual well being and resilience to environmental changes. Ancient cities were designed with this balance in mind, where each element contributed to the holistic health of the people, the land, and the climate. For urban planners today, this ancient wisdom offers invaluable lessons and concepts like biomimicry, designing cities that mimic nature's processes. And these are rooted in this elemental balance. Ecological zoning, where land use is planned to respect natural features like water bodies or vegetation, and responsive design that adapts to changing environmental conditions, are modern incorporation of these ancient practices. So, by learning from how traditional spaces were aligned with the elements, we can create cities that are not only sustainable but also thrive in harmony with nature. Additionally, ancient community rituals also play a vital role in preserving the seasonal rhythms of the nature by reminding people of their deep connection to the earth. These rituals were often linked to water management, harvest cycle, and ecological restoration. However, in today's digital age, many of these practices have been replaced by tech apps that monitor weather, water uses, or energy consumption. While technology has its own benefits, it is important that we don't lose touch with the timeless practices that kept our communities connected to the land and to each other. So, as we look forward towards the building healthier cities, we can, we can take inspirations from these ancient practices, creating urban spaces where the balance of the elements, both physical and cultural, ensures a thriving and resilient future. Now, let's explore a fascinating example of how the Panch Mahabhutas can be integrated into modern urban planning. Through the redevelopment of Rajgir's Venu 1 Eco Park, this project known as Venu 1 2.0 is a perfect case study of how traditional values and modern tools can come together to create a sustainable, holistic space. The redevelopment focuses on each of the five elements, ensuring that they play an active role in shaping the environment. For water, the park uses water recycling system to sustainably manage resources and reduce waste. This practices echoes ancient water conservation techniques like those seen in temple tanks, but with a modern twist. Using technology to ensure the water cycle remains efficient and balanced. For fire, solar powered benches are installed throughout the park, harnessing the sun's energy to provide power while reducing reliance on non renewable resources. This initiative not only uses solar energy but also reflects the ancient wisdom of utilizing natural forces for sustainable living. Now, the air element is brought to life through aroma gardens, where the natural fragrances of plant create a therapeutic environment, improving air quality and enhancing the visitor's experience. These gardens are designed to promote relaxation and well being while respecting the natural flow of water. For Bhumi, the park features a mud amphitheater that blends with the landscape using locally sourced materials to reduce environmental impacts. So, this space is an example of how architecture can be integrated with the land, offering a sustainable and functional structure that also preserves the connection between people and the earth. Finally, for Akash, the park includes open meditation domes, spaces designed to create harmony with the cosmos. And these domes offer visitors to reconnect with nature and their spiritual selves, providing like an open, unobstructed view of the sky, reminding us of the vastness and interconnectedness of the universe. So, Venu 1 2.0 is a beautiful example of how we can blend traditional values with modern innovation to create spaces that are not only sustainable but also spiritually enriching. So, this model can be replicated in other towns also, which can offer a template for smart, eco friendly urban development that respects both ancient wisdom and contemporary needs. So, as we conclude today's exploration, let's reflect on how we can rethink urbanism through the lens of elemental ethics. The Panch Mahabhutas offer a timeless framework that can guide the creation of cities that are not only sustainable but also spiritually aligned with the natural world. So, by embracing these elements, we can craft urban environment that respects nature's cycles, promote health and well-being, and ensure climate resilience. So, I would like to leave you with the thought: every city has a temple memory, every temple teaches smart planning. Thank you.